Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. We're so glad to have you here with us today. Today we're diving into a topic that's a bit uncomfortable but incredibly important. Countries that are kicking British people out. Yes, you heard that right. Yep, some countries seem to be tired of British expats and are making it harder for them to stay. This isn't just about visas and paperwork, it's about real lives being affected in significant ways. Over the next 10 countries, we'll look at why this is happening. From complicated rules and regulations to just plain "you've overstayed your welcome" vibes, we'll cover it all. We'll explore the reasons behind these decisions and what it means for the British expats who are caught in the middle. We'll also see how this affects real British people because these passport stamps represent real lives being turned upside down. Families are being separated, careers are being disrupted, and dreams are being shattered. It's a tough reality, but one that needs to be discussed. So, grab a snack and a drink and let's get into it. Make yourself comfortable because this is going to be an eye-opening journey. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more. We have a lot of important topics to cover and you won't want to miss any of them. Thanks for joining us and let's dive right in. First up, Spain, a country known for its vibrant culture, rich history and breathtaking landscapes. From the bustling streets of Madrid to the serene beaches of Costa del Sol, Spain has always been a favorite destination for many. Land of sunshine, naps, and it seems some pretty strict rules after Brexit. The Spanish lifestyle, with its relaxed pace and emphasis on enjoying life, has attracted countless Brits over the years. After the UK left the European Union, things got tricky for Brits living in Spain. The freedom of movement that once allowed them to live and work anywhere in the EU without restrictions was suddenly gone. Spain, like a lot of other EU countries, made a rule that Brits could only stay for 90 days out of every 180 without officially living there. This means that unless they have a residency permit, they can't stay for more than 3 months at a time. Now that's okay for a vacation, but for the roughly 300,000 Brits who live in Spain, it's a huge problem. Many of these expats have built their lives here, integrating into local communities and contributing to the economy. These are people with homes, jobs and families in Spain, and now they might have to leave. The uncertainty has caused a lot of stress and anxiety among the British community in Spain. The Spanish government says these rules are important for managing immigration and being fair to everyone. They argue that it's necessary to have clear regulations in place to ensure that everyone is treated equally. But for many Brits, it feels unfair after living and working in Spain for so long. They feel that their contributions to Spanish society are being overlooked and that the new rules are disrupting their lives in significant ways. Many are seeking legal advice to find ways to stay, while others are reluctantly preparing to return to the UK. The future remains uncertain for these expats and the emotional toll is palpable. Despite the challenges, the love for Spain remains strong among the British community. They cherish the memories and the bonds they've formed, hoping for a resolution that allows them to continue calling Spain their home. Next, we're off to Australia, the land of sunshine, barbecues, and surprisingly a complicated relationship with British expats. Known for its stunning landscapes, unique wildlife, and vibrant cities, Australia has long been a dream destination for many. But beneath the surface, there's a complex story unfolding about immigration and national identity. You'd think a country founded by the British would be happy to have more Brits move there. Historically, the ties between the UK and Australia have been strong, with many British citizens seeing Australia as a land of opportunity and a place to start anew. Australia used to welcome Brits pretty easily. In the past, British immigrants were often given a warm reception, with policies that made it relatively straightforward for them to settle down and build a life in the sunburnt country. But lately, it's gotten harder to move there, with stricter rules about who can stay. The Australian government has introduced more rigorous immigration policies, making it increasingly challenging for British expats to secure permanent residency. One big problem is the skilled worker program. This program is designed to fill gaps in the Australian workforce by granting visas to individuals with specific skills that are in short supply. Australia gives visas to skilled workers if there aren't enough Australians to do those jobs. However, the criteria for these visas have become more stringent and the list of eligible occupations is constantly changing. But it's gotten much harder to get these visas, even for very qualified Brits. Many find themselves caught in a web of bureaucracy, facing long waiting times and frequent rejections despite having the necessary qualifications and experience. This makes things uncertain for many British expats who want to stay in Australia. The dream of a new life down under is becoming increasingly elusive, leaving many to wonder if the sun is setting on the era of easy migration between these two historically linked nations. Get ready, because we're going to the United States of America, the land of opportunity, where dreams are made of complicated immigration laws. The US has always had mixed feelings about immigration. For Brits wanting to live and work in the US, getting a visa can be super confusing and expensive. The rules can also change suddenly, and that's not even talking about politics, which hasn't been very welcoming to immigrants lately. While the current government has promised to be nicer to immigrants, it's still really hard for many Brits to move to the US. Now we're going north to Canada, the land of maple syrup, politeness and surprisingly stricter immigration rules. Canada has always seemed like a welcoming place for people looking for a better life, but for Brits, it's become harder to live there. One big reason is the points system. Canada gives points to people based on things like age, education, work experience and language skills. You need enough points to get a visa. This makes it tough for some British expats to stay in Canada. The Canadian government says these rules are good for Canada, but some Brits feel unwelcome now. Let's talk about New Zealand, the land of beautiful scenery, friendly people and, unfortunately, some worry for British expats. The New Zealand government has made it harder for foreigners, including Brits, to get long-term visas because they're worried about housing costs and crowded cities. This is a big change for Brits who used to be able to move there more easily. It's gotten harder to get visas, even for skilled workers, and some Brits who have built lives in New Zealand now aren't sure they can stay. Next, we're going to Germany, the land of efficiency sausages and a surprisingly complicated relationship with British expats. Germany has always been a popular place for Brits to work and live, but things have changed since Brexit. After the UK left the European Union, it became more complicated for Brits living in Germany. The German government wants to keep skilled British workers, but there are new rules now. This has created a lot of paperwork and uncertainty for British expats who now worry about being able to stay. Let's talk about France, the land of romance bread, and it seems some second thoughts about British expats. France and Britain have always had a complicated relationship, but Brexit has made things even harder. It's not as easy for Brits to just move to France anymore. There are long lines, lots of paperwork, and the chance of being told no. The French government says these rules are needed to protect French citizens and manage immigration. Now we're off to Italy, the land of pasta pizza and a surprisingly complicated relationship with British expats. Italy has always been a popular place for Brits to visit and live, but things have changed since Brexit. It's harder for Brits living in Italy now. There's a lot of paperwork and uncertainty about being able to stay. The Italian government wants to stay friends with the UK, but there are new rules now because of Brexit. Get ready, we're going to the Netherlands, the land of windmills, canals, and a surprisingly complicated relationship with British expats. The Netherlands is known for being open and tolerant, but things have gotten harder for British expats since Brexit. It's not as easy for Brits to move to the Netherlands anymore. There's a lot of paperwork and the chance of being told no. The Dutch government has tried to make things easier for Brits already living there, but it's still complicated. Finally, we arrive in Ireland, the land of Guinness fun, and a relationship with Britain that's very complicated. Ireland and Britain have a long history together, but Brexit has made things even harder, especially because of the border between Northern Ireland, part of the UK, and the Republic of Ireland. This border has always been a sensitive issue. Brexit has caused a lot of uncertainty and worry for British people living in Ireland, especially in Northern Ireland. So there you have it, a quick look at 10 countries Dealing with British expats after Brexit, it's a messy situation with no easy answers. Brexit has clearly made life harder for British people living abroad, creating uncertainty and a lot of paperwork. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more videos. See you next time.